Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Electros Entertainment, and today we are going to be going over my top 10 picks in the entire Pokemon series. So, here to kick off this list at number 10, we have got Raichu. Raichu has been one of my favorites since the first season of the Pokemon anime. It's been such a cool Pokemon. I love it. I don't know why Ash didn't evolve his Pikachu into a Raichu. It's just a no-brainer for me. I mean, look at this guy. He's so cute. I just want to eat him up. He's fantastic, and his design is cool too. He's an improved Pikachu. Like, Pikachu, if he was a Raichu, I would be okay with that. Because I don't personally like Pikachu that much, but Raichu, oh, I love Raichu. Raichu has been my favorite. We are mainly going on looks and personal closeness to Pokemon in this list, and Raichu, it was pretty hard to put him at 10 because I've always loved Raichu. But we did have to start the list out somewhere, and Raichu kind of fell to the bottom only because, you know, I've got special places in my heart for Pokemon, for other Pokemon that are way more important than Raichu. No offense, Raichu, but I still love you. You're still a freaking cute Pokemon, but your design looks so cool. I wish you were real. I would buy so many of you. I'd be like a lonely cat lady, but with Raichu. Even though I'm a dude. I'd be a lonely cat man with a bunch of Raichu. And I would always have frizzy hair. Moving on. So here we go at number 9. We've got Machoke. Machoke has been one of my favorite Pokemon since I started. I started out playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, and so I caught a Machop in that. And the Machop, this just kind of kicked off the whole thing. The Machop and the Machoke line, I didn't know how to get it to Machamp, so I was just kind of stuck with the Machoke. And even when I eventually learned how to get him to a Machamp, I was like, I don't really have time for that, and I also don't have friends. Oh gosh, I didn't have friends. Well, anyway, Machoke, he got me through the entire Elite Four with his Seismic Toss. Oh my goodness, such a good move. Oh, he's such a good Pokemon. But anyway, then we get all the way up to the champion, right? My Machoke has been tanking everything. He's been destroying. He's been throwing punches and jabs and kicks. And then we get down to the champion. I had to sacrifice my Machoke so I could heal up my Venusaur to beat the champion. And there has never been a sadder moment in my childhood than getting rid of this guy. This pro wrestler. This man who wears the belt to keep his freaking power from going berserk. He is the coolest fighting type Pokemon that I have ever seen for a long time. At least in Gen 1 he was. Even though it's a pretty fair competition between Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Machoke. But I still love Machoke more because he has a better place in my heart. And his design has just gotten better over the years. I mean, look at it. It's gotten slicker and smoother, and it's just gotten to look a lot better. And he still retains that cool pro wrestler look. He's got those ridges on his head that don't really make sense, but they add to the Pokemon, you know, just kind of look overall of them being, you know, monsters. They're not animals in the normal sense. They're monsters. And then, something that further, you know, just solidified my love of Machoke was the opening scene of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Oh my goodness. That just, I went wild for that because, you know, the Machoke movers, I was just so happy that they did that. I was like 6 or 7, I think, when I started playing Ruby and Sapphire. It was my second Pokemon game. I was just so hyped for that. I got so excited. I was like, it's Machoke, it's Machoke. And so, yeah. I really liked Machoke when I was a kid. Yeah. And here, at the number 8 spot, we've got yet another Gen 1 Pokemon. And no, for those of you that are wondering, I'm not a Gen 1er. I just love Onix. And Machoke. And Raichu. I love them all. But, I'm not a Gen 1er, but I really love him. Look at Onix. He's so cool. He's just, it's simplistic design, but it looks so great. He's a freaking ginormous rock snake. It's simplistic, but it's so awesome. And when he gets to Steelix, that's even cooler. But still, Onix has a better place in my heart because he was the first Pokemon that I ever fought in a gym. You know, because I didn't fight the trainers in Brock's gym. I just went straight to Brock. I was like, I gotta get to the big honcho, the big man himself. I gotta fight this flipping Onix. I gotta fight him. And I gotta win. And I got beat so many times. Because I didn't know what types meant. Because I was 5. Me and Bulbasaur had to fight him a lot. But yeah, I freaking love Onix. I mean, this guy's... Ooh, he's so good. He's so cool. I've had him on every single one of my Diamond and Pearl playthroughs teams just because Ash got beat twice in 2 seasons by this Onix. He got beat twice by Onix. Those times. He's supposed to be the Pokemon Master, and he got beat twice. Not once, twice. This Onix is flipping good. Don't even get me started on that episode where Onix flipping chokeslam Pikachu. I mean, just look at this. Pikachu's like a little bug compared to Onix. He's just like, come here, let me give you a big hug. And then Pikachu's like, no, you're crushing me. It's kind of like when your grandma gives you a hug where you're just like, let go of me. But yeah, I seriously love Onix. He's been one of my favorites since the first season of the anime, just like the others that have come before him in this list. But now we're going to move on to a Pokemon that is a little farther down the line. We've got the one and only Eelektross. The mascot of my channel. I know it's a little surprising that he's not number 1, but I decided to do that because I've been a Pokemon fan since Gen 1, and there's a lot of other stuff just to do, and a lot of other Pokemon to see, and I love Eelektross, but I put him at number 7 just because some other Pokemon have some more significance. But, I mean, just look at his design. It's so cool. It's a fantastic design. I would never even think of that. I mean, it's like an eel, but it capitalizes on an eel's electricity. It makes an electric type, you know. It's got these gnarly fangs. It's even got fangs on its arms. I mean, who would think to add arms to an eel? That's genius, right? I mean, this thing, I would be scared of it, and I would want to cuddle it at the same time. Raichu, he was just cool looking. But this guy, he's going to be frightening. Downright scary to see this in the ocean. But at the same time, I want him as a dog. Give him to me. Make him real, Pokemon. Make him real. I'm looking at you, Masada. And look at his shiny. His shiny is so cool. It blends in with like the sea green, and then you've got the little red colors. They're kind of a little more accentuated, and they look a little more pink, just to give the green a little more pop. And it just looks really, really nice. It's probably one of my favorite shinies, and I don't know, it might be my favorite overall, but that's a topic for another day. So, moving along to number 6. By the way, happy 20th anniversary, Pokemon. We've got Aggron. Aggron has been one of my favorites since, as I said, my second game, Ruby and Sapphire. I used him in my Omega Ruby playthrough. I used him in my Pokemon Y playthrough. I mean, just look at this guy. I've loved dinosaurs since I was like 2. And this guy is a flipping juggernaut Triceratops thing. Made of steel. He cannot be stopped in a shiny. His shiny is so cool. It looks like raw ore. It's just like a cool green color. His eyes turn red. It's just so cool. He can... Oh, and he's so strong. His Mega is awesome. I love his Mega. I probably used his Mega more than I used any other Mega in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Y put together. I saw it. I cried with joy. I cried with joy. I cry with joy every time I flip Mega him. He's just such a well-designed Pokemon. He's such a strong Pokemon. And since he's been around for me since Gen 2, he's just always been a big part of any team that I've created. And my friends have been a big fan of Aggron too, because we'd always trade and we'd battle, and Aggron would always either beat the crap out of him or their Aggron would beat the crap out of me. And Aggron is just such a difference maker, and I love him. I love Aggron. It hurt me to put him down this low on the list, but you'll see why some of the other Pokemon got put higher than him. So, moving along, we've got this comparison, right? look at this comparison. Mega Aggron is so much cooler than Garchomp. I don't know why everyone says that Mega Aggron is not that great of a design. He looks so cool. He looks like a moving tank. Like, look at this. Look at this fantastic, just glory. And this Garchomp is just... No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like Garchomp, but Aggron is way better. Don't you ever say anything bad about Aggron. I'll kill you. Number 5. At number 5, we've got a Gen 4 Pokemon, Rampardos. And I just realized that I've been saying Gen 2 is... Oh, gosh. I've been saying Gen 3 is Gen 2 the entire time. I'm smart. But Rampardos, Gen 4 Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl, I fought him against, I think it's Rourke, is the gym leader's name. And, I fought his Cranidos, but you know what I mean. But I got a Cranidos, and I trained this thing up, and Diamond and Pearl, he was such a powerhouse. And like I said, I flippin' love dinosaurs. Like, if I could be a dinosaur, any dinosaur in the friggin' Pokemon world, I would probably be a Rampardos. Because look at this dude. He has spikes. His head is like a freaking it's a wrecking ball. And then he's got spikes. Not only is he gonna freaking break every bone in your body with his head, he's gonna stab the crap out of you. This guy is a monster. He's so awesome. And the color scheme, don't even get me started on the color scheme. The color scheme is fantastic. It's just such a subtle little blue color mixed in with a lot of gray that just makes it look so great. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of Rampardos. He's always had a special place in my heart for being in what I think was one of the most important games in the Pokemon franchise to me, because Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are hands down, I think, my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I think they're my favorite games that I've ever played, because they're just so... just so many things, but that's a topic for another day, just like the shinies. So, let's move on to number 4. Darkrai. Oh, Darkrai. Oh, Darkrai. How many things can I say about this guy? He's just so cool. I mean, look at this guy. This guy eats people's dreams. And like I said, Diamond and Pearl is my favorite game probably of all time. I've played through that game more times than I have played any Pokemon game, like all the Pokemon games combined. I've played Pokemon Diamond, and I bought every version of that when I was 8. Or no, I wasn't 8. How, excuse me. However old I was, I think I was like 10 actually. But Darkrai, after I saw him in the movie, I knew I had to have him. I mean, he sacrificed himself to save an entire town. And just look at how cool he is. And then, I couldn't find him in the game. So I got really sad. Alright, because I wanted this guy on my team. I really, really wanted this guy on my team. Like, he was probably my favorite Pokemon back then. And I got really disappointed when I couldn't find him. So you know what I did? Little 10-year-old me hears about this GameStop distribution. And I said, what's that? What is a GameStop distribution? So I don't know what it is. So I skip it. Not where you thought that was going, was it? And then I hear about this Toys R Us thing, right? So I say, you know what? I want to get some Legos anyway. Let's go to freaking Toys R Us. So my dad takes me to Toys R Us, and I get a Darkrai. And Darkrai destroyed everything. Cynthia didn't stand a chance against Darkrai. Darkrai just mopped the floor with her entire team. He was a monster. He was just so good. And he looked so cool. If I could choose any Dark-type Pokemon to get a Mega, it would be Darkrai. Because Darkrai deserves it more than any other Pokemon ever. And coming up in the next spot, we've got... oh my goodness. We've got Emboar. Emboar Shiny, first of all, is fantastic. Look at this. Look at this. Blue flames. Oh. Even his snout is blue. It's so cute, even though he could probably kill me in one punch. He's so cute. I want him. He's just such a cool Pokemon. Look at that ring of fire. He's like Nemo. Whenever they're trying to sacrifice him to the volcano in the ring of fire. Or, well, they weren't trying to sacrifice him, but you know what I mean. And he's just, his design is so cool. We haven't ever had a fire. Well, we had a pig Pokemon. We had Grumpig. Grumpig was ugly. Emboar, friggin' bae. But moving on to number 2. Yeah, no, Grumpig's pretty ugly. Yeah, that's enough said about Emboar. Moving on to number 2, we've got Crawdaunt. Everyone's probably scratching their heads kind of right now. They're like, what? Who even likes Crawdaunt? Crawdaunt's not even that good. Why do you like Crawdaunt, man? Electros, why do you want a Crawdaunt? 'Cause this! Shiny Crawdaunt! Shiny Crawdaunt was my first shiny ever. I've been playing since I was 5. 11 years. And I caught it last year. Took me 10 years to find a shiny. 10 years! And I cried. I cried when I got it. It took me 4 hours to fish for this thing. And I have loved my Crawdaunt ever since. It is still in my team. And I will never get rid of that save file. Just because of Crawdaunt. Because Crawdaunt is the best shiny ever. In my book, I will never have a more favorite water-type Pokemon. Sorry, Blastoise, I love you, but Crawdaunt is so much better. So, he blows me away. His shiny, honestly, isn't even that good. But just because of the freaking place that he holds in my heart, I love him. I love it. And his design is so cool, too. I mean, look at that. Corphish is kind of cool, too. I like Corphish. I mean, he was in, what was it? Was he in Gen 3? Yeah, he was in Gen 3. With Ash. And I think it was his Bubble or Bubble Beam or something that was always orange. And I was like, what the heck? That looks so stupid. But I loved Corphish. Because he was cool. His Bubble Beam was stupid, though. Don't you ever deny that. But, moving along to the number 1 spot in this top 10 countdown. I know, it's coming to an end already. It's sad. You want to cry, don't you? You want to spend more time with me. Unfortunately, your time with me has come to an end for today. With the number 1 Pokemon, Abomasnow! Abomasnow, oh my gosh. I have loved Abomasnow ever since Gen 4 first dropped. I got my Snover, right? He was my... I got rid of my starter for him because I loved Snover so much. Snover just looked so cool. I loved him. But that wasn't why I started to love Abomasnow. I mean, first off, let's just talk about how he looks. I mean, just look at this. Look at this picture of his Mega. It's so good. But Abomasnow just looks so cool. He's like a ginormous monster, and monstrous just snow pile of amazing. He looks like a tree. And his Mega. Oh, his Mega. He's got icicles coming out of his back. Look at that. He turns into this giant hulking... He's like the White Hulk or Godzilla. He's so cool. But this right here is why I fell in love with Abomasnow. This card, it's not even a flippin' shiny, hollow, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. It's not even a hollow or an EX, even a level X, rather, because that's what they did in Diamond and Pearl series, which I don't know why they did that. He's just a normal card. But I bought this card. This is the first ever card I bought online. I think it's the only card I've ever bought online, actually. And he came in a sleeve and in a plastic sleeve. He came in a little plastic, normal sleeve, and then he came in a hard plastic sleeve. And it's just normal, regular old Pokemon. But it was the last Pokemon card that I bought for about 6 years. So I have treasured this Pokemon card for forever. And I will always love Abomasnow because of this card. This card is the reason that I got back into Pokemon. Because for a couple years there, I kind of got tired of it. I was like, oh man, this is nerd stuff. This is... And then I found this card. And I thought, who cares what people think? This game is freaking amazing. I love Pokemon. I've had so many good memories with it. So who cares? And that is why I love Abomasnow, because it got me back into Pokemon. But I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching, and if you stuck around to the end of the video, thank you very much. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and tell your friends to come on down and subscribe, because we've got some cool content coming down. I know I've been on quite a hiatus lately, but we're going to be back in business here pretty soon, and this will be the first video coming out for quite a while. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'll check in with you later, and be on the lookout for brand new content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.